All right, water signs. So the message that I got for you is let someone help you. If you need to be able to save some money, let someone help you. If you're being saved from a situation or held back in any type of way, it seems like it's a blessing in disguise. Um, Divine intervention. If there's any type of delays or withhold, something could be withheld as well or being held up, especially to do with your finances. So if there's any type of, it's not a delay, like if they're holding a portion of your money or they're holding some type of payment in some type of way, it's a blessing in disguise. Because if you got the money or something like that ahead of time, it'll be gone before you even got to enjoy it. That's what I'm hearing. So we're going to see what the prediction is. Yeah, this has something to do with some type of large payout, settlement, or assistance as well. There's some type of delay that I'm seeing here. Okay. Let's start with your finances, water signs. This is very important. I feel like with everything that's going on with yourself individually, water signs, and the confusion around your love life, work and finances is the only area of life right now that you can really give to. And so we're going to start with your finances. Uh, so there's a need for a situation calling for you to use tact and diplomacy in order to reach some type of mutual agreement. Um, in order to get out of a situation or a contract, get out of a contract, a situation. Um, yeah. Emotions are involved some way, somehow, in regards to your finances. I don't know why that keeps coming up, but that's what it's saying. You're trying to get out of a job, you're trying to get out of a relationship, but it's tied to your it's it's tied to you some way somehow, like you can't get out of it. You wish you could, but you can't. So you tend to emotionally detached. You tend to emotionally detach until the right time. You keep getting the clock, okay? You keep getting a clock, and with the King of Wands, it's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You want out of a situation. I feel like only a certain time of year or a certain time of the month or the year, you're able to get away. You're able to get out of someone's sight long enough to go down a different path. Somebody may be onto your pattern here because it does seem like someone is onto your pattern. Typically, when you don't want to work at this job anywhere anymore, or you plan on leaving, or taking your money and going, or something like that, Eight of Cups is saying that you start to emotionally detach. You start to be difficult to please or satisfy. Okay, so I see you being difficult to please or satisfy, someone being on to the fact that you are trying to get out of a situation, and ultimately you're moving very secretively, you're moving very quiet, and that's letting someone else know that um you've given up. Now this is about your finances, which means either someone's the breadwinner, okay? Someone's the breadwinner, or this is a, it doesn't give me a boss, water signs. It gives me like you having to lie just so like someone doesn't fire you first. Okay, this could be like a colleague or something like that, and it's a very prickly situation, and so you have to pretend like you don't care, especially if you're like entrepreneurs, water signs. Let's say you don't want someone to try to ruin your reputation or portray you as being a liar, and so you have to keep this poker face and handle it with care till you get out of this situation. You know your worth, but I do feel like with this King of Wands energy, someone here is trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, you're just a salty ass nigga, you know. And I think that they're doing that on purpose because they want you to get emotionally triggered, and they want you to fumble your own bag. Okay, now let's talk about your love life. Because when it comes to your love life, somebody has been giving you mixed signals, or you have been giving someone else mixed signals, and there is some gossip. There's a secret mutual understanding between you and someone else. I heard "kiss me through the phone." Okay, there's a secret romantic situation between you and someone else that no one else knows about. This person hasn't outed you, and you haven't outed them. However, this person does feel as if you're playing the field and you're giving two people mixed signals at the same damn time. That is creating a situation where they're asking themselves, should I be loyal to you? Should I be keeping your secrets? Why do I even feel like I need to protect you? Why do I even feel like I need to have your back? Why can't I just expose you? Someone's constantly battling the idea of exposing you and not being loyal to you anymore, water signs. All right, what's your prediction in love in regards to this situation? Drama free. You need somebody that understands what you mean when you say keep it drama free. Drama free. Drama free. Oh, 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 oh. Deuces, I'm on some new shit. I'm chucking my deuces up to her. I'm moving on to something better, better, better. No more trying to make it work. So you saying goodbye to somebody, you living single. Living single. Da-da-da-da-da. So there's a situation and you're kind of letting someone have this person. Whoever is emotionally immature. Now this is your energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But what it's saying to me is, ooh, I heard checkmate. You know how they say, you gonna let him ruin you. Like if someone's trying to play two can play that game or something like that, you're pretty much saying, hey, listen, you may not like the situation or the terms of the agreements. However, I could always turn a pawn into a housewife, but you can't turn you can't turn a pawn into a king. You get what I'm saying? It's something like in the game of love, I have higher chances of getting any person younger than me. Let's say you're a man, right? You're like, I can get someone that's younger than me and I can marry them, I can wed them. No matter how old I get, it goes in my favor. The older I get, the more desirable I am. But you, let's say it's a female that you're talking to. You pretty much saying this female, you're going to get older. Your value decreases as you age. And so unless you plan on being a cougar or something, your best bet when you have something is to be diplomatic about it. It's to understand what you have and to hold on to that. It favors you to hold on to something. Even if they do you wrong, than it does to throw away the whole relationship at your big age. So it's kind of like that situation here where you're pretty much explaining to someone like, hey, look, cut out the drama, cut out all that extra shit, because at the end of the day, I could take someone off the street and I could turn them into a shiny trophy. Your value system is in who chooses you. Mine is and what I make of you. I don't know. There's something like that going on, okay? So you may want to be single, or this person may want to be single, but you're pretty much saying you wouldn't last out there in them streets. You're not for the streets. You're meant to be kept. So be kept and let me go and do my thing. I don't know. There's something along the lines like that. Very interesting. Especially if someone wants to be like this independent, self-sufficient. You're pretty much giving someone like you're going to be disappointed. Ain't nothing out there. Let me see. Because this is your energy. But I just need to know. Is this Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio? Or is this another person? So this is another person. You could be dealing with another Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. This person is pretty much saying to you, Cancer, you can't afford to take a L. You can't afford to take a loss in love because, again, you're only getting older. So someone else is saying this to you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Yeah, the Ace of Cups. You need to listen to that song. I think it's She Just Like Me, do 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 do, by Jamie Foxx and T.I. He said, there's a part where T.I. says, that booty do be doing late night something something. He says, I wouldn't have her if I couldn't have the two of you, or something like that. There's something like that going on. It's like someone is saying, this other person to you is saying to you, Cancer, like, I don't love this person. I miss you, but you can't be insecure. Someone is telling you, like, you can't be insecure. You gotta know your position, play your role. Pisces, Scorpio. So someone is pretty much saying to you, water signs, as long as you hold the position of being like the queen, or that's the role that you play in the board, no matter if it's publicly known or not, if that's the position that you hold, a pawn could never take your spot if you're not constantly getting out your seat. So it's something about not getting out your seat, paying attention to what someone is giving you, and stop comparing yourself to someone else, with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It's like, I use this person for sex, I use this person for gratification, but I give you my estate, I give you my assets. That's your role, that's your position. So yeah, this is very strange. I gotta let me know about that one, because I don't fucking know. That one was a little bit like, okay. Especially if you're bringing your insecurities to a masculine energy. I think that's kind of like how this person is going to tell you, like, the reality behind y'all situation and what y'all got going on. Take the roles how it resonates. So it looks like there's a process that you're undergoing. You're not really trusting the process because you feel like someone is making a fool out of you, or you feel like you're being made a fool out of. Nonetheless, you are going through a metamorphosis, and you're reading between the lines, and so there's some type of problem that you have, and you want some type of reassurance, but you fear that someone will never change. And if you read in between the lines, you would feel constantly challenged in your everyday life to hear what isn't being said more than you are listening to what comes out of somebody's mouth. So these are kind of like life lessons that you're doing. But in the meantime, I'm seeing here that whatever you do for work, whatever business or recognition that you're having for like work, perfecting a skill, a talent, something like that, going back to school, getting a degree, building on what you already have, some type of skill, is really going to allow that. I'm hearing this too shall pass. You got to trust the process, but you aren't really wanting to trust the process because you're used to making things happen. Okay. You've already lost a lot. You're grieving still. You're in pain, and you just want love. The love that you're looking for, water signs, is you. And it's until you have made peace with some type of ending, whether this is a physical ending, a death, a metamorphosis, or ending a period of your life, or a phase ending in your life, you won't really be open to love. So it's not your season yet. Okay, Six of Cups. Remember who you are. It's not your season yet. I don't know what they mean by that. I feel like with you, they're giving you more messages because your prediction and what's happening is, it's pretty much saying that you're gonna, I see you, I'm predicting you fumble something because the old version of you isn't gone or dead yet. A version of you that no longer serves you hasn't completed its metamorphosis. So I see you finding a good thing and it being one of those situations where you're like, damn, I had a good thing, or I found a good thing, but I wasn't ready for it yet. Some of you guys may have this situation where you're still in love with someone, but maybe that person wasn't ready for you yet. You know what I'm saying? And it's difficult to get over that hump. It's hard for you to get over something, but you have a soft spot for somebody. I feel like you watch this person on social media, but y'all are mirroring each other. You miss someone, but you can't speak to someone because you're disappointed in a choice that they made in regards to their past. So you haven't really made peace with the idea that somebody else chose a different path because they weren't ready for you yet, or you chose a different path because you weren't ready for them yet. And so y'all both are hurt. One person is disappointed that you can't forgive them and move forward, and the other person is disappointed because they got hurt. And when y'all think about this, it's easier to just say, move on. Move on. Stop waiting. Stop looking back. Move on with your life. So it's completely up to you, but I do see you kind of struggling. Okay, because you're in this retrograde nostalgic energy. I think you're coming out of it though, but I just see you taking action. If you do take action, it'll only be to talk about the disappointments that you have with somebody, which is kind of counterproductive if you're not going to clearing the air to not fix something, mend something, is literally just walking past someone waving. Why put yourself in a position where you walk past someone and just wave if you don't want more? And I feel like the reason why is because you secretly do. You just don't know how to get to the other side or let some shit go without it emotionally affecting you moving forward. I think you're more afraid of the monster you will become dealing with someone after they've betrayed you. Water sign shit. Take what resonates, y'all. I'll see you in the next one.